2015. A time when people still went outside and knew what grass was. A year that gifted us gems like Jurassic World and Frozen Fever. A time when this dude right here was still stuck in school, with his biggest goal being not to get 360 no-scoped into the next reconnect during the upcoming French exam because of his sheer stupidity, only to end up not being able to rejoin the server because of overload. Back then, gaming was the one thing that saved a lot of people in my class. The PlayStation 4 had come out 2 years earlier, and as you can imagine, I was a total noob and didn't even know about the infinite money glitch. So I was still sitting on my Xbox 360 and PS3. So, naturally, I didn't get to enjoy the game that Ready at Dawn blessed us with on February 20th, 2015, with the ominous title, The Order 1886. With this game, Until at Dawn sends us back into the year 1886. But no. Not this 1886. This 1886. Everything's cooler, more scientific, sexier. I mean, more manly. Yes, even her. The game gave me strong League of Extraordinary Gentlemen vibes, if anyone still remembers that. Except instead of Sir Sean Connery's Alan Quatermain, you play as the cutie Charles Lee from Assassin's Creed 3. You want weapons? Check. Stunning visuals? Double check. Werewolves and other creatures of the night? You know where this is going. So, of course, the game flopped?
What?
Sit back, grab some popcorn, and listen to me ramble about what I think of The Order 1886. We're ignoring the fact that I'm like 10 years late. Nobody's gonna notice, right? Be aware of spoilers. Bum, 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 bum.
Waste subjects with no effect. That's not a game. This is a movie. Very weak story. Too much water.
While most critics agreed the visuals were stellar, the main complaints revolved around the story and gameplay, especially the cinematic nature of it all. On Metacritic, the critic score sits at 63 and the user rating is 6.8. Interestingly, user ratings have gone up over time. In the beginning, it looked like a funeral, with the stake already delivered to make sure the game wouldn't rise from the grave. But is the criticism fair? Or are all critics just dullies with zero clue about video games? Warning: personal opinion from a gamer who's never developed a video game. Let's start with some positives. Holy hell, this game looks amazing. Seriously, what were they cooking in 2015 to produce something like this? As many reviewers mentioned, you really can't fault the visuals. I mean, I can count the individual mustache hairs on that cutie pie. For a guy like me who doesn't even care that much about graphics, I mean, hello, I still play Silent Hill 1, this was stunning. I even double checked the release date. Turns out the idea for the game existed way earlier, but no console could run it yet. So they waited for the PS4 dev kit to drop. And it was worth the wait. Another plus, the gunplay. Although some critics bailed here too, I generally had fun with the weapons. What it'll be?
What are you buying?
A classic revolver? Handgun? Boom! Rifle? Machine gun? A sniper that could shoot the wings of a fly?
Skill issue.
Later on, you even get some really messed up options. You want a weapon that blows up anything in front of you? Gotcha. You into barbecue? Here, special offer. This bad boy will make any kebab spit jealous. Attention, attention. Not liable for burnt eyebrows. Overall, the combat was super fun. There are basically two types of shootouts. Against humans and against werewolves. I like the human fights. Pretty standard, but the more modern weapons add a bit of variety. Though, not much. However, these fights awakened another fear in me.
Monsieur! Shotgunner coming out of the building! Do what you can.
The werewolf battles were interesting. More like dodging and shooting while those cowardly lichens run off with their tails between their legs. They think I won't catch him? I will get my dinner, whether they like it or not. Let's talk about the world for a second. A steampunk alternate version of London in 1886, where Nikola Tesla himself crafts our weapons, and we get to fight monsters like werewolves, and later, spoiler alert, vampires. Yeah. I see what you did there, Breaking at Dawn. I've been praising your graphics this whole time, and you couldn't even afford the glitter for those bad boys. Still, the atmosphere really pulled me in. Between the shootouts were some eerie, creepy moments as well. Not horror gold, but enough to keep me hooked. Also, it's not just the bad guys with powers. We also have a healing potion that revives us quickly. Or so I thought. There are also collectibles scattered throughout the world. Some gave me a lot for personal reasons. I want to say I want to blow it, but this would come off pretty different. But otherwise, meh. Still, I would really want to watch this opera. At least Ready at Dawn had the decency to let you start at any chapter, which saved me a lot of time hunting for the Platinum Trophy. Now, let's get to the not so great parts. Something that overwhelmed me so hard it put me straight to sleep. The boss fights. Didn't know the game had boss fights? Exactly. And those are the only boss fights you'll get. It's like we went back to a time before the PS4 even existed. Definitely not the payoff the atmosphere built up to. Oh, and there's a stealth system. What? You didn't know this game had stealth? Guess what? Neither did Charles Lee. It was so broken for me that even Nemesis could pull off sneakier kills. Or maybe I just sucked. That's possible too. But as a great man once said, it's always the game's fault, not the streamers. So I'm sticking to my story. Now, the big controversy, the cinematography and the story. The Order 1886 tried to bridge the gap between video games and cinema. And that's also exactly what critics and players complain about. Personally, I had more fun than you. Seriously though, I've always loved story-driven games like Heavy Rain or The Walking Dead. But what makes this one different from other highly rated games? My opinion? Simple. It's a shooter. And I suck at shooters.
Kill issue.
Still had fun though. Maybe that's why the cinematic approach didn't bother me. I love story games. People I know who play a lot of Call of Duty hated the Order 1886. So maybe that's part of the truth. Expectations were different than the final product. This isn't Call of Duty or Battlefield. It's a story-driven experience. But the story still needs to work then. And here lies part of the other problem. The story. For all the noobs who still haven't figured it out, yes, I'm spoiling the end. So no whining in the comments later. We play the very attractive Sir Galahad. Yeah, they all have names from Arthurian legend. They're meant to be more like titles and reflect the weight of the order. But I'm sticking with Charles, I'm too used to it.
If I am to serve the order...
At the start, we wake up in a strange, very dirty and only semi-erotic torture dungeon.
Je t'aime. Je t'aime. Oui, je t'aime.
The folks there seem to be into water sports, to which Charles like, yeah, let's maybe not. So he escapes and ends up cornered. With no way out, Charles performs a leap of faith, even though normally this is a trait of assassins, off the castle into the water. This plunge hits so hard that it sends us, the viewers, a bit back in time. To when things were still okay. Well, more or less. The Order deals with half-breeds and tries to keep them in check. While trying to stop the unrest and chasing off some werewolves, Charles' group becomes aware of another threat. Some rebels with their own agenda. And it seems Charles' mentor, Sir Percival, has something to do with it too. This takes us through multiple shootouts, emotional scenes, and ultimately leads to the very moment we experienced at the start. It's a story that wants to tell a lot, but kind of stumbles through doing so. It is fun uncovering the lore and the secrets, about an ancient order, werewolves, betrayal and loyalty, family ties, and a sense of duty. Some aspects worked better for me than others. The plot twists were semi-predictable. Still, I wanted to know where the story was headed. And then, this happened. Yeah, that was it. What the fuck? Okay. The game throws out all these questions, only to answer like a third of them. So much teasing leading up to a showdown with Count Dracula himself. I mean, holy Bat-Tank. By the end we're basically freaking Batman on a mission to hunt evil. No one can stop us. And then, the damn credits roll.
What the fuck is this?
As many of you probably thought, just like I did, nice! I'll go grab the sequel now. Well, let me tell you, Ready at Dawn was actually working on a sequel rumored to be called The Order 1887. So with a bit of luck, we'd get it on the PlayStation 6 in a few years. The studio was shut down. All hope gone for those of us who actually stayed invested in the story. Now, this game will forever remain unfinished. A failed magnum opus that'll never be completed, like Beethoven's 10th Symphony or Half-Life 3. Seriously, Valve, what the hell? So, what's left to say in the end? The Order 2025 is nowadays, in the year 1886, still a rock-solid game. And I had a hell of a lot of fun with it. Sure, a few parts gave me trouble. Okay, we get it. But overall, it's a treat for story lovers who enjoy a bit of action here and there. Not to mention those gorgeous visuals. I wouldn't rank the replay value super high, but hey, considering my Alzheimer brain, I'll have forgotten everything by next year anyway. So, yeah. That said, the fact that there's no real ending to this journey and that it all feels more like a prologue to a bigger story does hurt the narrative overall. So to the final rating, I would give this game 1 glitter troll out of 3 werewolves.